Alright, so new final boss Ascan, not new, but old final boss Ascanor is back with a challenge difficulty. So I'm going to be showing both the point teams and the farm teams. I will, if I don't forget, put timestamps, so if you want to skip around, you're free to do so. But the point team is honestly pretty RNG. I mean, it always is, but I think this time is worse, maybe because I was getting really bad RNG while trying to get this, but as you can see right here, the top team is this: LR Liz, DN, I was gonna say Tonar, every time I want to call her Tonar, Scotty, and Matrona. But if you don't, for some reason, have the possibility to run this team, the second best team is Goddesses with LR Liz. So like, LR Liz is kind of a necessity, but I'm sure you can get it without her. It's gonna be tough though. I mean, you can see here, this guy actually got number 7 without LR Liz. This is a weird team. I'm not gonna be covering this, but yeah, it's gonna be tough for you. If you don't have LR Liz, it's unfortunate. This is the gear, all HP defense. Oh, I forgot to click the gear setting. All HP defense for everyone, and the card set. Honestly, I didn't know what to run for the card set. I didn't watch any like tutorials, so I just kind of learned it by myself. I'm still using the goddess one because it's the only one that's going to give you basic stats. For each goddess, everyone gets 3% basic stats. Is what it is. And you want to make sure to check these. When I first tried this, I was like, okay, it's 10 turns, so that's weird. But the last, condition here is not the usual one of not ulting. It's like you have to kill him with an ult. Which, let me tell you, that can be very annoying. Now, we're going to be watching a run I've already done because it's, again, it could be just me being incredibly unlucky, but it's so RNG based that I think if I try to record like live recording, I would not be able to like replicate a good run. And this wasn't even a good run. I did get top 0.5% or whatever, but it could have been way better. So the main way of making points here is removing buffs with a buff removal card. I'm being very specific when I say this because, LR Liz has the ability to remove buffs, but her card that removes buffs is a passive buff removal, so it doesn't count. It has to be Scotty, and this is why this seems better than Goddesses. You see, you get the points in the corner there, the plus 30s. If I did that with Liz, and I didn't, but I've done it multiple times to test, that doesn't happen. You cannot get the extra score for doing it with Liz. Now, as you can see there, what I did in the first turn was I just popped Liz ult to get the attack buff and just kill this first phase right away. There's no reason to linger here in this first phase. It's actually really bad because if he has max ult gauge, he cannot buff himself. This is why in the first turn, I was actually looking here, okay, please don't, get max ult gauge, because if you do, I can't remove the buffs and get the extra score. You want to kill this phase as fast as possible, so the extra, level 2 Scotty card was actually really good for me, because I managed to actually do quite a lot of damage and get done with this phase. This phase is horrible to farm points. If he has max ult gauge, which he likely will because he combines a bunch of cards, gets level 3s, right? Then you will not be able to get a ton of points from him, but the second phase is where it's at. And this is the RNG here. There's 3 things you're looking for. You need stances with DN, because you need to tank his ultimate with DN. If he ults Liz, she's dead. And let me tell you, that happened multiple times, so if you ult Liz, she's dead. So you need to spread out your stances as good as possible. You cannot use a Liz buff card, because the AoE here, the red card, if he does that and you have a buff on you, he just one-shots your whole team. You can't buff yourself. So, no using the buff from Liz, and you need to keep attention there. You gotta, as much as possible, try to remove his ult gauge without doing too much damage. So, there is a extra condition to remove ult gauge 3 times. So, you want to watch out for that, and at the same time, you kind of want to spread it out. You don't want to be taking ults from this guy. So you can see I hold on not using the Liz card because I don't want to remove his buffs. I want to remove his buffs with a Scotty card, right? And I was getting really pissed off because I wasn't getting any. I got like a level 3 buff for Liz, and again I didn't get one. I was like, bro, this is a dead run. But fortunately, so these are other things to watch out for. He removes your ult gauge. And because you need to kill him with an ult, that becomes extremely annoying. So I got a Scotty buff removal, thankfully. First I went for the take off ult gauge because I don't want to do too much damage. And then I popped the list since he already is going to have his buffs removed anyways. Boom. That also cancels the ult, which is nice. And that was like the rule right there, or that might have been actually the remove X amount of buffs. I think it's remove 10 buffs in total, you get 210 points. In any case, you want to be removing the buffs, taking off ult gauge with the N, and watching out for not using the buff card, and you want to kill him with an ultimate. So you want to watch out for these things in this phase. It's a lot of things to worry about. With card RNG not being on your side, it can be a problem. So here, I knew I was gonna put him on invincibility, but in case I didn't want to attack with Scotty after in case she would kill him. But I could have actually popped the Scotty card, no problem there. And I didn't want to attack with Liz either, because obviously I don't want to remove his buffs. I don't want to waste those points, right? So he's invincible now. If it goes under 30%, he becomes invincible. I'm popping the Scotty cards because I just want to make space, really. And I'm like, here, what do? I'm just gonna waste the ult. It doesn't matter which ult you end with, it could be Scotty or DN. Doesn't really matter, so long as you're killing him with an ultimate, you're gonna get the extra points. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just waste the Scotty ult. And I saw, so first I did pay attention that in the next turn, he was actually not going to use an attack card. If he has an attack card in the last slot or even the second, it's definitely going to be an remove ult gauge AoE. So this is the turn that you know, okay, I can ult next turn. This is the next turn is when I end it, you know? Unfortunately, I couldn't remove these buffs. If I could have removed these buffs, I probably would have got top 100. I think so, because I actually got so many buff removals, but as you can see, my cards didn't help. So I did manage to get the ult removal. Yeah, bro, if I could have got like a level 1 Scotty removal, I don't think it would have killed him. Like, I don't think so. If this is a level 1 Scotty buff removal, I would have got easily over 8k points, maybe even 8.5k points. Like, it's so many more points, dude, that I missed out on because I didn't get a Scotty removal. It is what it is. I'm still gonna get, you know, all the rewards, so I don't care, but could have been better. Could have been better. And this is the RNG of it, right? There's always RNG involved, but this time there's so many like situations that you gotta be wary of that it can be plenty annoying. Alright, and of course the other good team for this is the Goddess team. I think you could replace LR Liz for the yellow one, the old yellow one. I don't know, man. But it doesn't really, like, her buff removal is not even going to give you points, so maybe. And of course, Gears, HP defense on everyone, although I have seen a build with attack crit on Margaret, but that's not what I ran, so I don't have HP defense for her, so she's triple defense. And if you don't have Green Elat, just use Twigo. It's basically just as good, but Green Elat is a little bit better. Card size, the Goddess one again, HP, and of course these three checked as well. So the biggest hurdle for this team for sure is honestly just regular, just card RNG on the part of the boss. So here, you know, similar to the other team, I kind of want to do it as fast as possible, not because I need to like buff remove to get more points. No, because you actually can't really. It's more because you have 10 turns to work with, right? So you want to do it as fast as possible. The thing is, there's two things to watch out for. You want to get the Margaret level 3 for the last like turn. So that's one thing. Here I got pretty lucky, I have 3 cards, but... And you want to, you know, fulfill the last condition of ulting him as your last attack. So that is the real troublesome one. And it's troublesome for both teams, but it's just 100% card RNG with the part of the boss. Like, if the boss decides that he's going to remove ult gauge from you every single turn, he will. That's what happened to me. He removed ult gauge every single turn. And I had to just keep waiting and waiting and waiting until he didn't. And, spoiler, this run is over 7k, it's a 7.2k run, but it would have been way higher. It's just I went over 10 turns because I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting for the boss to stop removing my ult gauge, because you have to kill them with the ult for the last condition. So that's the annoying part. But other than that, it's whatever. Just like with the other run, you don't want a blue card with Liz ever, because you don't want to take the extra damage. And you obviously want to make sure to finish Margaret's passive, but you can do that very easily. It's just 5 blue cards. If you just pop like Tarmio cards, which last 1 turn, or if you pop the blue cards in the first phase, it's fine. Here, I was like, okay, I'm going to go for Tarmio's ult. I ulted the first phase of Margaret. Tarmio's going to come in here with more ult gauge. It's going to be easier for him to get to his ult. And that's the, like, appropriate thing to do, unless you get lucky and you actually combine the cards with Margaret and stuff like that. Or vice versa, if you get ult for Tarmio in the first phase, you ult with Margaret second phase, because it's going to already come in with more ult gauge. And you don't have to, like, wait and keep removing buffs and stuff like that like the other team. As soon as you get the ult and you got the Margaret level 3, just pop that. It just finish. Unfortunately for me, for one, I had to wait a little bit for the Margaret blue card, like level 3. And also, he just kept removing my ult gauge. Like, I just couldn't do anything because he kept removing it. Like, I think here, he might not remove it. And then if I had the Margaret level 3, that was it. No, he did. Yeah, dude, he did it every single turn. Like, like it was actually infuriating. Yeah. It is what it is. It's gonna be the RNG of the fight. And if you just get luckier than me, you know, you won't have to deal with that. But that's a strat. And if you go in here with the light Liz, the problem is you're not gonna be able to buff remove. That is gonna be really hard because he starts hitting really hard. Like, you're not gonna be able to tank his ultimate at all without being able to remove the buffs. Okay, here, move my ult again. And the attack release stab buff that I had on top of my head that made me take extra damage is actually him. He gives it to you as, I guess, kind of a like, on purpose to make you take extra damage. I don't know. So here I had the perfect opportunity, dude. Like, I was like, okay, I have the Margaret level 3. I'm gonna have Tarmio ultimate. Please make those 2 cards single targets, right? That would have been it, and I would have got probably like almost 8k points. But unfortunately, as you might gather, he AoEs, and I lose my ult gauge. Yeah. It starts getting really annoying because I didn't have any Tarmio cards, and I couldn't get Margaret ultimate. It's annoying. I mean, you can start working on both ults. It's hard though. It's hard working on both ults, but if you can work on both Margaret and ESCANOR and Tarmio ult, I guess that could work as well. But the thing is, he could have also removed my ult gauge again here. Like, even if I did have the Tarmio cards, it wouldn't probably matter, because he could have just removed it again. The bastard. Does he? I don't think he does, actually. I think he's single targets here. Yeah. Well, if I did have the Tarmio cards, I could have done it here, but whatever. This would have been, I think, the 10th turn, so I would have got the condition, but as what it is. Just make sure to get lucky, dude. That's it. Just make sure to get lucky, and you're good. Good, like, lucky with your own cards, for one. Because, like, even if he pops a bunch of ult gauge removes, eventually he's not. He's gonna, like, not. And then you can ult, right? But if you don't have the cards for it, then you can't get the ult again. So I just pop as much damage as possible. Margaret level 3. And that's the strat. Apart from, you know, taking more than 10 turns, you don't want to do that, but doing this and taking... I mean, even though I did take longer than 10 turns, I did get, what was it, 7.2k, which is top 1%, so whatever, I guess. Alright, now time for the fast farming. There's 2 fast farm teams. Anything that works in challenge will work in hell, but obviously hell teams don't have to be as strong. The main team is Rudius. This is by far the fastest team because you can just do it in 2 turns, like no problem. So let's just go in. It's pretty simple. If you don't have Rudius, then, you know, try the other team. But this is the best. If you have Rudius, use this. So I have Liz, red hair Liz in the back for her relic. So this will give you the 50% attack buff. And the first turn, you just pop the other character cards. And it will kill him. Like, look how much damage this card does. And then second turn, you just pop your Rudius cards. And that's it. That is it. If only every team was like this. And this is the other farm team. I think it's better to explain while I'm in there. Aaron just hits hard, so that he's here. I guess he could be replaceable. But Roxy is mainly here for the first phase because you can't really crit him in the second phase. I don't think so. Like, I at least I haven't been able to ever. Like, first phase is just one shot. But in the side, dude, second phase you cannot crit him. So, but I also don't really know if it's possible to one turn. Maybe it is. Let me try. I don't know if it's possible to one turn the second phase. It might be. It is. It might be. But this is a 3-turn team, not a 2-turn. Mono does more damage the more ult gauge the enemy has. So we'll just wait on the second turn for us to have more ult gauge. And then we'll just bang him out with mono. Yeah, you just can't crit this phase. No mono level 3 should be alright though. It's fine. We'll first debuff. I think this will kill. As you can see, I haven't really tried this team very much because the other team was just so much better. I farmed with that one. Yeah, it should kill. A little finicky, but if you get the hang of it, you can probably make it work. There's definitely other teams you can farm with, but these are, I believe, the fastest ones. So, all good luck.